hiding in the night, or coming out on a dark road. Shapeshifters, cryptids, or mythical monsters. These are out of sight for all good reasons. But some people have managed to click these terrifying encounters. Let's watch. Some boys driving late at night had an encounter they'll never forget. On an abandoned road, a creature appeared when they put a light in the dark. It was seen running straight toward their car. Its body looked humanoid, but there was something off. The creature was skinny pale and horrifying. To the boys, it resembled a skinwalker or maybe a ghost sleeping in darkness disturbed by this group. They didn't wait to find out more about it. They sped away, leaving the creature behind in the darkness. Coyote chase. A local saw something that made him look twice. On the roadside, a coyote was running. But it wasn't just running, it was chasing something. The figure being chased had long, skinny legs and a pointed nose, moving unnaturally fast. To the local, it looked similar to Dobby from Harry Potter, with its odd movements. But Dobby is fictional, right? As the chase continued, the mysterious figure made a quick leap over a trash can, leaving the coyote far behind. Was it an unknown creature or something else? Share your thoughts. What do you think the local witnessed? Shadow jumper. In Indonesia, a CCTV camera captured something bizarre late at night. The footage showed a strange creature jumping down from a tall tree. Its body was completely black, blending into the shadows of the night. Its movements were almost inhuman. To make matters worse, another similar black creature emerged from behind the tree. It seemed as though the area was their domain, raising the question of how many more might be lurking nearby. The owner of the site was shaken after seeing the recording. He believed they might be supernatural beings, or perhaps they were ghosts haunting the area. Roof lurker. Expecting ghosts at abandoned sites? Well, some ghost experts found much more than that. They ventured out to explore an old house, ready to capture spirits. But as they approached, they noticed something unusual. There on the roof was an entity, its glowing white eyes staring down at them. Its posture was unnatural, twisted. To them, it could only be one thing: the Pale Walker. One of them even stepped back in fear, leaving people wondering if it might have captured one of them, or did they manage to escape? If you're planning to explore abandoned places, remember this: sometimes it's not ghosts you need to worry about. Crawling terror. A video uploaded online quickly went viral, leaving viewers shocked. It showed a deserted area where a strange being was crawling with long limbs and a bizarre posture. Suddenly, it turned its face toward the camera, revealing terrifying eyes, just like the Shapeshifters. According to legend, it is said to haunt remote areas, stalking its prey before vanishing into the darkness. This video has left many wondering if the creature caught on film is the same mythical being, or something even worse. Wall crawler. A local was walking late at night when he came across something he never expected. A creepy figure suddenly appeared from behind a wall. What happened next froze him in his tracks. The figure started climbing straight up a wall, almost like Spider-Man. As it moved effortlessly, he noticed it looked like a woman dressed in white. The way it moved and its eerie presence made him think of the ghost stories often whispered about nighttime wanderers. He hurried away, hoping never to encounter such a figure again. Some things are better left unseen. Mall horror. A spooky scene unfolded in the city mall, captured on CCTV. It captured an unknown creature chasing a man. It moved in a terrifying way, creepily crawling on long, spider-like legs, with floating tails swaying in the air behind it. Its appearance was bizarre, almost otherworldly. It could be some undiscovered spider species, or perhaps a mythical creature we've only heard about in legends. Whatever it was, the man in the footage was never seen again. All that remains is this haunting video. Smiling Beast. A camper ventured into the woods for a hunting trip, but what he found was beyond anything he could have imagined. As he explored, he suddenly felt like he wasn't alone. He quickly shone his flashlight on the trees, one by one. That's when he spotted it, a shadow hiding behind one of the trees. But it wasn't just a shadow. It was a beast with a creepy, unsettling smile. To him, it could only be one thing: a Sasquatch. The hairy being stared at him for a moment, then disappeared behind the tree, never to be seen again. Spider crossing. A driver was traveling at night when his journey took a horrifying turn. Out of the darkness, he saw a giant creature with long, spider-like legs crossing the road. Just as he tried to process what he had seen, another similar creature passed right in front of him. Then, without warning, one of these creatures appeared directly in the middle of the road. The driver's car abruptly shut down. The video recording ended there, leaving no clues about what happened next. We can only hope the driver made it out safely, but with creatures like that, it seems impossible. Tree stalker. What happens when curiosity leads you into the woods at night? Well, let's just say this is a scene you wouldn't want to be part of. A camper heard strange noises. He grabbed his flashlight and decided to investigate. As he put the light on trees, it caught a figure, climbing on a tree with glowing white eyes. It was a rake. The creature stalks its prey under the cover of night. The footage was cut off, and we don't know if he was the victim of the rake or not. Alien visitor. In Las Vegas, a homeowner got the shock of his life when he reviewed his CCTV footage. The camera recorded a bizarre creature lurking in his backyard. It was tall, with glowing eyes and a small, unsettling skull. Its appearance was unlike anything he'd ever seen, almost like an alien. Some speculate it might have landed there for a secret mission, though no one knows for sure. Since that night, he checks his CCTV camera every single day, just in case it decides to come back. Forest stalker. A hiker in the woods found himself in a scene straight out of a nightmare. He stumbled upon a pale, humanoid creature lurking among the trees. Terrified, he ran in the opposite direction, desperate to escape. But in his panic, he lost his way in the woods. Just as he thought he was close to finding a path out, the creature appeared again, crossing his path. It was the same one, and now it was clear. It had been chasing him. The sight sent him goosebumps. Many believe it was a pale walker, known for stalking its prey in the wild. The hiker was never seen again, leaving behind only the haunting story of his encounter. Soul stare. In his backyard late at night, a homeowner felt an odd presence and decided to investigate. When he got there, he saw a figure crouched low to the ground. Before he could react, it turned its face toward him, revealing the creepiest white eyes staring straight into his soul. At that moment, a thought crossed his mind. Was this a skinwalker? Or perhaps a fleshgate? The way it was hunched over suggested it was feeding on a carcass. The footage ended there. We don't know, did the man escape, or did he become the creature's next victim? Spider stalker. Late at night, a CCTV camera captured a chilling scene in a park. The footage showed a giant creature with spider-like legs crawling eerily across the ground. Even the dogs in the area seemed to notice it, barking and reacting to the strange presence. Some believe it might have been a giant spider, while others speculate it could be the infamous Bigfoot spider crawl, a blend of myth and nightmare. Whatever it was, one thing is clear. It's hard to ignore something that is unsettling. This could be proof of a legend, or is there another explanation waiting to be uncovered? Either way, it's a sight you wouldn't want to encounter in person. Road creeper. While driving late at night, a dashcam captured a sight that sent chills down the driver's spine. A pale, long-limbed creature crawled across the road right in front of his car. Its unnatural movements were enough to make him uneasy. The driver thought that he might have encountered a skinwalker, or perhaps some unknown cryptid. But instead of waiting to confirm what it was, he made the smart choice. He drove away without looking back. Some mysteries are better left unsolved, especially when they creep across your path in the night. Midnight Spectre. In Pater, a group of friends went out at midnight, expecting a fun night, but it turned into a nightmare. As they drove down the road, their headlights illuminated a being sitting in the middle of the street. The figure had long hair and an eerie presence, resembling a ghostly woman or someone possessed by a Jinn. What made it even more unsettling was how it moved, walking backward. Terrified, they quickly turned around, leaving the figure behind. That night, their plans for fun turned into a memory they'd never forget. Wall crawler. In Russia, a local spotted a terrifying creature outside his flat. It was a giant creature with long, spider-like legs, climbing up the apartment building with ease. Its movements were scary, leaving the witness frozen in shock. Some speculate it could be a massive spider species, while others wonder if it was an experiment gone horribly wrong, perhaps a creature that escaped from a nearby laboratory. Who knows? It'll be on its way to your building too. Shifting stalker. In Sangrur, Punjab, a group of boys were driving when they spotted a figure walking along the road. At first, they thought it was just a person, but then the unexpected happened. Suddenly, the figure shifted and morphed into a dog, crossing the road right in front of their car. A skinwalker? Legends say they can take on any shape, often to haunt or scare people. The boys were terrified, but they kept driving, feeling the growing sense that something was following them. Even as they sped away, they got the feeling that they were being chased, as if the creature had never left them behind. Spider hybrid. A doorbell camera captured an unexpected visitor outside a house, and what it showed was anything but ordinary. From a distance, it looked like a dog. But as the creature moved closer, it became clear this was no ordinary animal. It had multiple legs, like a spider, and no proper shape. It was moving here and there as if searching for its prey. It appeared to be some kind of hybrid, possibly the result of a failed experiment or an undiscovered creature altogether. Experts should investigate and explain, as it certainly wasn't anything the homeowner was prepared to see. Goblin glare. A recently posted video on Brazilian YouTube has captivated and terrified viewers. The footage showed an odd creature sitting near a set of steps, its head bowed low. When it finally lifted its head and looked toward the camera, the unsettling truth became clear. This was no human. Viewers flooded the comments with theories. Some suggested it was a goblin, pointing to its sharp ears, while others speculated it could be a demonic entity that somehow entered our world. If this footage is real, it is one of the most vivid examples of something truly mystical caught on camera. Cave Guardian. Deep inside a cave, a group of explorers came across something they weren't prepared for. A sight that froze them in their tracks. There, in the dim light, stood a skeletal being. Its long neck and skinny body gave it an eerie, ghostly appearance, as if it had been guarding the cave for centuries. It could have been a cave guardian or a ghostly entity that somehow took shape. Later, they informed the authorities, and the cave was closed forever. Phantom figure. One night, a security camera captured a bizarre scene on a road. The footage showed dogs reacting to a shadowy figure that seemed ghostly in nature. The dogs even chased after it. The figure resembled a man, but many believe it was the spirit of someone who had lost his life long ago, now wandering the area. Suddenly, the figure vanished into the air, leaving a scary silence behind. The next time you hear dogs barking at night, consider that they might be reacting to more than meets the eye, perhaps even a passing spirit. Field lurker. Late at night, a villager stepped out for a final look at his fields. As he moved through the darkness, an uneasy feeling crept over him. He couldn't shake the sense that someone or something was nearby. When he shone his flashlight into the darkness, he saw it, a giant figure crouching low in the fields, its furry body barely visible in the dim light. It looked like a Sasquatch, the legendary creature said to roam the wilderness. Whether it was truly a Sasquatch or something else, it's clear that strange things can happen when you least expect them. The farmer likely won't be venturing out at night without a second thought again. Snow lizards. In the snowy wilderness, a hiker got more than just scenic views. He spotted creatures with a strange, hunched posture and even tails. They resembled lizards, but these lizards were walking on two legs. Weird, right? They seemed to be running away from the snow, moving swiftly through the frosty landscape. These could be some undiscovered snowy creatures, adapted to the harsh environment. The hiker, feeling a mix of fear and curiosity, decided it was safer not to follow and quickly made his way back. Cryptid dash. A motorway camera in the UK captured a baffling sight late at night. A strange creature was seen darting across the road at an incredible speed. It wasn't a dog. This being was far more sinister, an unusual jumping motion that made it even more unsettling. It could be a cryptid, one of those mysterious creatures that exist on the edge of folklore and reality. The road was later declared haunted, as many similar sightings were reported. It's now restricted to keep travelers safe from the unknown. Shapeshifter sight. While strolling at night in dense woods, one man spotted an odd pale creature on all fours. At first, he thought it was just a dog, but something felt off. As he got closer, the creature suddenly stood up, revealing its monstrous form. It looked like a shapeshifter, able to change its form to avoid detection by humans. Just as the hiker seemed to realize the risk, the video abruptly cut off. We can only hope that he made it out safely, though. From the looks of it, things didn't seem to end well. Jinn encounter. While driving down an abandoned road, a driver witnessed a sight that was beyond all logic. In front of his car stood a figure dressed in black. What made the scene even more bizarre was the way the figure moved its legs, almost as if it wasn't human. Terrified, the driver tried reversing the car, but it wouldn't move quickly enough. It was as if the creature had some kind of eerie control over the car. A similar sighting had been reported, with the creature having a humanoid body but looking far from human. It raised its hands, seemingly warning the driver to leave, as such beings are said to become furious when someone trespasses in their territory. Spider Demon. Something caused the traffic on the road to come to a complete stop. It wasn't the traffic lights, but a strange being. It had long, creepy legs, similar to those of a spider, and a bizarre floating tail that moved unnaturally. Drivers and pedestrians alike watched in shock, many convinced they had just witnessed a demonic entity crossing the road. The creature's presence seemed to paralyze the entire area for a moment. From that point onward, people stopped going through that road, claiming it was cursed. Stories of the spider-like being spread quickly, with some saying they heard sounds late at night too, while others swore the creature reappeared near abandoned cars. Haunted eyes. At night, when the world seems at rest, some creatures stay awake to deliver shocks. A driver on an abandoned road noticed glowing dots in the dark. The dots resembled eyes, and soon he realized there were two creatures lurking. As he focused, he saw that one of them even had a ghostly face. Chills ran down his spine as he became convinced these were ghostly entities watching him. Terrified, the driver decided never to take that route again, believing it might be haunted. Sometimes, it's best to stay away from the places that give you an unshakable sense of unease. Ghostly visitor. One night, a house's ring door camera captured an unexpected visitor. The footage showed a figure that appeared to be a lady dressed in all white, with a creepy face and long hair. She slowly moved closer to the camera and began making bizarre gestures with her hands, almost as if warning the homeowners. The strange behavior matched the description of a ghostly being. Though the figure disappeared that night, the experience left the homeowner shaken. Since then, checking the camera daily has become a routine, fearing the visitor might return. Horned shadow. A traveler on a nighttime journey came across something he wasn't expecting. In the pitch darkness, he found himself face to face with a towering black figure, its horns adding to its eerie presence. To me, it resembled a demonic entity, but the traveler was too frightened to fully grasp what he had encountered. The creature stood there as if it had no intention of leaving until it would take the traveler away. Terrified, he decided to leave quietly, hoping not to draw its attention. What would you do if you encountered such a chilling presence? Desert giant. A drone flying over a desert in Portugal captured something extraordinary. A massive creature walking alone in the vast emptiness. It revealed a giant being with elongated legs and arms, its posture hunched as if burdened by its own size. The drone owner believed it might be a human from an ancient civilization, hidden for centuries, and now stumbled upon. After all, it's said that people from those times were remarkably tall and powerful. This could be a living relic of the past, or just an undiscovered species in isolation. If you encountered such a being, would you dare to approach and learn about its mysterious past? Kentucky Terror. A video from Moorhead, Kentucky has taken the internet by storm. Captured by a surveillance camera, it showed a pale creature walking down a deserted street. Its unusual posture sparked debates among paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike. The creature seemed to crouch and scan its surroundings, its face faintly visible in the dim light. While some dismissed it as a hoax, others speculated it was a being from another world or a lost spirit. The sight left the people living nearby terrified, and now they fear going outside at such an hour. Cave Guardian. A group of explorers ventured into a cave, hoping to uncover rare artifacts. But what they found was far from what they expected. As they moved deeper into the cave, daylight revealed a massive shadow against the wall. At first, they thought it was just a trick of the light, until they noticed the horns. It resembled something out of a nightmare, like a demonic creature or perhaps a cave guardian from ancient legends. It wasn't something they were ready to face. After this incident, that group mysteriously disappeared, and it's said they accidentally unlocked a demon that took them. Since then, no one dares to visit the cave, fearing the same fate. Rake invasion. Outside the house, a man witnessed a truly terrifying sight. From the darkness, a creature began to emerge. First its hand, then a pale head, and finally, big black eyes that seemed to pierce through the night. He was convinced it was a pale walker, the creepy being known to appear when least expected. To make things worse, there were claims of the same creature once entering a home through a window. It is said that after its appearances, people went missing, and no one knows where they ended up. Backyard haunt. A local experienced the shock of his life when he spotted a strange figure in his backyard late at night. Behind one of the trees, it sat silently. It had a monstrous face partially visible, with two glowing dots hinting at its eyes. The eerie sight reminded him of the legends of the Dogman, or even skinwalkers. Creatures said to haunt the night and prey on the unsuspecting. From that night on, the local changed his routine. He locked his doors earlier, closed all windows, and never ventured outside after dark. Encounters like these leave a lasting impression, making you wonder if some of the legends we hear hold more truth than we'd like to believe. Witch apparition. A security camera of a hospital captured a scene straight out of a horror movie. A figure appeared from the dark, moving in a creepy way. Its hair hung loosely, resembling a witch or a lost spirit. Given the hospital's history, it wasn't too surprising. Many people have passed away there, and it's possible this figure could be one of their spirits returning. Expecting a lost soul in a hospital makes sense, but it doesn't make it any less unsettling. It is said that the hospital is now closed, and no one dares to go near it after dark. Pleading figure. A leaked footage from some lab grabbed everyone's attention, sparking fear and curiosity. It revealed a humanoid figure with creepy white eyes and sharp teeth. It was spotted behind a window net. The way it appeared, almost as if it were trying to escape or silently pleading for help, made the scene even more disturbing. Speculations arose. Was this creature captured for research purposes? Locked away to protect the public from its unknown nature? The questions remain unanswered, leaving viewers to wonder about the true story behind this creepy being. Fence lurker. A security camera recorded an unsettling moment in a backyard at night. At first, all seemed normal, until unnatural sounds filled the air. The noises were strange, almost otherworldly, making it clear they didn't belong to any human. Moments later, a creature's head appeared, briefly peeking over the fence. It looked cautious, as if observing the area. This might be a trapped spirit trying to escape, or those haunting sounds have been its desperate attempts to communicate or break free. What's your take on this? Farm phantom. A chilling security camera recording from a farm captured a spooky scene late at night. The footage showed a strange figure standing near the cows, a ghostly presence dressed in white. At first glance, it almost seemed like an escaped patient from an asylum. The figure wasn't just standing there, it moved in and out of view, almost like it was interacting with the cows. But what was even stranger was the cows' reaction. They remained completely unbothered. It's believed that animals quickly detect such creepy beings that humans can't see. The farmer, shaken by the event, quickly moved the cows to another location. He didn't want to take any chances. Silent lurker. A man watching outside from his window spotted something truly unsettling. There, in the dim light, stood a creature with pale, skin-like features, frozen in a bizarre posture. It didn't move, but its presence alone was enough to make his heart race. What made the sight even more terrifying was its wide, gaping mouth, so unnaturally large that it seemed capable of engulfing anything in one bite. From a creepy skinwalker to a terrifying chupacabra, many thoughts hit his mind, but he couldn't guess what he was watching. Hunting beast. A farmer had an unsettling encounter one day in the woods. He spotted a strange creature on all fours, with long, thin legs. The farmer froze as the being stared directly at him, not moving for a moment. Then, without warning, it went away. The farmer was convinced that he had just seen a chupacabra, the mythical creature known for catching livestock. And here, this beast might have been looking for an animal to hunt down. Scared, the farmer called for help, but before any one of them could arrive, the hunting beast had already vanished. Hellhound Road. A video uploaded online showed spooky beings running along an abandoned road. Their pale, white appearance made them look ghostly. Were they spirits? The footage wasn't clear enough to determine exactly what they were. Speculations flooded in, with many believing these to be hellhounds. Those creatures often linked to dark and ominous legends. Their sudden presence on the lonely road sparked fear and curiosity in equal measure. If you found yourself on that road, what would you do? Red apparition. Living near a cemetery is never a good idea. Here is why. One midnight, a man heard terrifying screams and decided to investigate the matter. There, behind a grave, he met his biggest nightmare. A creepy girl dressed in red, her face twisted in bizarre expressions, as though possessed by a supernatural force, or maybe someone awakened from its eternal sleep. Fear took over, and without hesitation, he turned and ran as fast as he could. He couldn't process what he actually encountered, but I am sure he will never live near a cemetery now. Creepy gang. In a remote mountain village known to be haunted, some villagers went out at night carrying protective items. What they saw was terrifying. Strange, creepy humanoid creatures moving oddly in the darkness. When the creatures saw the protective items, they backed off and disappeared into the shadows. These creatures looked like skinwalkers. The villagers knew they might return. They believe they need a stronger way to keep these beings away for good. It's time for today's open discussion. While going back to their homes, a group of field workers in India was chased by some otherworldly creatures. The pale, crouched figures began following them as they left the fields. At first, they thought they were naughty kids, but that was until one of them turned on the tractor's light. These cryptids were anything but worldly. From skinwalkers to shapeshifters, or even the Rake, multiple thoughts hit their minds to give them a name. Before the situation got even worse, one of them decided to light a fire and scare them away, as these creatures are often scared of fire. The group was successful in getting rid of those beings, but they informed the authorities to avoid such encounters in the future.